Are we? Tell me, are we on or are we not yet? Are we? Yep, we're on. Hey, hello. This is Equinox Eterna, and I don't know what to say because I am sleepy as fuck. Hey, what was it? Oh yeah, to the post. Almost forgot again. Almost forgot. Yay! Hello. Okay, so today we are going, of course, try to advance in the story of the event. And I don't know, at least 3 levels of history. How much? As far as I know, there are 9 stages. So at least 5 now. Well, I mean 3 now, and 3 more tomorrow or whenever it's yeah, the EX unlock tomorrow. So I probably need to do them fast. So let's get on with it. Hey, welcome to Ding Feng Lu. Wow, so this is the place everyone's talking about. Are you nervous? Huh? I don't think I should be. The competition is nice, and yet I feel apprehensive somehow. I mean, nothing to fear. The young chef said it was fine. Besides, it's not like we are trying to be cooks here. We're just on the hunt for the legendary chef, right? To ask him for this tangerine cake recipe. Cold comfort, but I suppose at this point that's all I am getting. It's about time. All spectators, please remain here for now. Competitors, follow me. If you get anything difficult thrown at you, that blaster, just keep calm and think. There's always a way. Relax, okay? I'll see you. Please sit. While I know you're here for the exam, you're still one of our guests. Please let me offer you some tea first. The examiner picks up the teapot from the table and pours Blaze some tea. Her nose is immediately filled with a fresh, sweet scent. For the competition, you're all being pretty friendly here. Well, can say I haven't been too thirsty. Thanks. Blaze grabs the teacup and drinks it up. As she does, the examiner places a pen and paper before her. This pot of tea is infused with several ingredients. Please write them down. Of course, it was part of the competition. Of course it was. Huh? Blaze glances down at her cup, not but a bit of tea left on the side. She looks up at the examiner and a polite smile is plastered over his face. Could I have another cup? Not even the first stage and you're already fumbling. Blaze! Today looks like a bust to me. They have gone through dozens of people since morning and nobody even passed the first stage. Our head chef is being too harsh on them. It's like a revolving door over there. No one can last longer than a minute. A chef's third side is their tongue. If their tongue is not good enough, they can be that good of a chef. So no point wasting the head chef time if they can even pass the stage 1. Might as well send them home sooner. Hey, excuse me, madam. This is the kitchen. Are you? Judicial review of his investigation. If I could have both your assistants. Yay, lazy. Lishi, keep calm, keep calm, keep calm. What did mechanics tell you? The human tongue can only taste 4 flavors, but the nose can tell between over 100. Not that I ever smelled anything from his machine oil, moonshine, dove. Billy's gingerly cradles a recalling teacup once more and takes a careful sniff of what remains. It smells flowery, that's probably jasmine. No, not just jasmine, there's kind of... Right, chrysanthemum. It's like the table tea at the young chef's place. Okay, aside from that, there was definitely a sweet, sour kind of flavor as I drank it. None of the initial flavors were sour, so what was the aftertaste? Sweet, acid, and a little puckery, kind of familiar. Why did you want me to try this plum wine anyway? It's a specialty here in Baishao, you see. There's a plum forest north of the city. When summer sets in June and the plums are fresh and ripe, the people pick them to stepping wine. Ideally a Xiao hand wine. Wine made from moss oats like this just has a particular flavor to it. It goes perfect with plum. Steep it for about 3 months, and it's just ready in time for mid-autumn. Plum wine, huh? So it's got history. Earlier you asked me what happened to all the people we lost building Beishao, right? I wouldn't say it's got history, really. It just strikes me during these awful times back then, pickled plums were a burger staple. And some years after finishing Baishao, that plum forest sprang up in the mountains north of us. No one knows exactly when it did, or nor who planted it. So it's a way of remembering them, kind of. At least they were never forgotten. Once the plums are ripe next year, we can go to the mountains to see together. Here's my answer. Jasmine, chrysanthemum, green plum, Mountain blossom, rock sugar, Xiaohan wine. I've heard there's a plum forest north of Baishao. The plums in June get brewed for mid-autumn. I'm guessing the plums in this were picked earlier than that, which is why there's still a mouth-puckering taste in it. The alcohol steamed away while boiling the tea, and left just the sweet sourness of the plum, plus the mild and subtle aroma from the flower. It wasn't obvious when I drank it down, but the aftertaste really stays with you. I'd really like another cup. Identifying the first few flavors is reasonable enough, but you're the first one today who's been able to point out the use of Xiaohan wine. So, I'm right? Are you not sure about your own answer? No, of course not. Of course I don't. Then congratulations on passing the first stage. Please follow me upstairs. When from the rear hall sounds a gong, and the doors next to Blaze yawn open. I'm yawning. I'm already yawning. I know. First stage? How long is this thing? Here you are, madame. The list of chefs at Ding Fang Lu. If you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating exactly? The case is confidential. I'm not at leisure to tell you for now. Okay, the head chef here. Their name is Mo Wufu. Yes, I don't think there's a cook in Baishao who doesn't know of Chef Mo. Do you know what his occupation was prior to Ding Feng Lu? That I have no idea. Chef Mo arrived just under 10 years ago? Not quite a long time, but not short either. His cooking skills are the real deal. They are sublime. Almost straight away, he succeeded the previous head chef. Where is he now? I need to see him. I'm really sorry, but he is holding an exam right this moment. There's no way he can meet you. Exam? What exam? You could call it an enrollment exam. An enrollment exam for Ding Feng Lu? It only happens once every few years. If you're interested, we're televising it right here. That contestant. Blaze? Huh? This is Isn't this a restaurant? How come this room is set up like a study? It is centuries of history. Dingfang Lu has hosted countless reputed celebrities. We sat outside the room to safekeep any pieces of calligraphy or painting gifted by them. Delicacies, calligraphies, paintings, all are works of art that take years of practicing. Blaze looks up and around. Hundreds upon thousands of silk threads hang from the ceiling, a wooden placard tied to each one, resembling a curtain. All of these are name of dishes. And you're not of the where Dingfang Lu is hiding chefs in the run to the feast of the 100 delicacies. This calls for cooks who are not just culinary skilled, but who grasp the significances behind the dishes they make. Every dish here originates from a past feast of 100 delicacies. Pick one placard and tell me the dish history. That is today's second stage. Oh, from the feast? How the hell should I know any of this? Whatever, I got this far. Blaze closes her eyes and swipes one down. The neighboring placards clatter against one each other as if an endless wind chime. What's this? Melee of whites. Damn. The music is goddamn amazing. Blaze barely knows how to cook anything. Passing the first stage was already a miracle. She spent basically her whole life in Victoria. How could she possibly know any of these stories? Blaze, I really wish I could help you. You have a time limit. Do you know the origin of this dish? About 50 years ago, give or take, Jan's Grand Preceptor presented the true Lung with a dish. The simplest, plainest stewed radishes. But the special thing was the radishes she used came from all over the land, and each one had a massively different flavor and texture. But having been stewed for long enough, they absorbed enough broth and were all equally tasty. I heard Jan's always put education first, but because the country is so big and every city has wildly different circumstances anyway, the farther out you go, the harder it is for students to really achieve. The Grand Preceptor was trying to tell the true Lung that every student, no matter their background, should have equal opportunity. The true Lung took the Grand Preceptor advice, advocated hard for educational reform, tore down any regional restrictions, and brought equality to educational resources. This next year, when Baisal Academy announced its successful applicants, students from remote regions made up more than half of the 1,000 plus that qualified. In the decades after that, the Tianxis buried in their bureau books. The students studied like hell in their academies. All of them thanked the Grand Preceptor for boldly advising. That, if I'm not mistaken, is what medley of whites represents. Blaze senses the spectators stop chattering. She's not wrong. Everyone's nervously watching her right at this moment. Yay! How did Blaze know that? And why would the exam writer leave the name of the dish in there? You don't just mention her, not in front of everyone. Hair? Did I say something wrong? Interesting. The voice descends from a few meters above. Blaze stares up above her, but doesn't see anyone. A foot lands on a stair-step plank with a dull thud, subdued yet powerful, the kind nobody could miss. It approaches closer and closer until Blaze can finally make out who it is. A stern and solemn man, far older than her, alighting from his long stairwell. Oliveri, right? Looks like Oliveri. He has the feathers on under the ears. Yep. After so many years, I didn't think anyone would remember this. Nice to meet you. The story you have told is far older than you. Girl, how come you know it? Well, someone from my family told me it a long time ago. He said he was one of those students in poverty all the way back then. To know the spring of your water. I imagine your relative was a grateful and righteous man. But as for you, just what motive brought you here? Well, I'm here to compete, of course. Seeing as you have made it here, I'll give you one chance. Final stage, no frill, no fuss. Make me a dish. Come. Bois. Come. Just like with reverb or something like that. Too early for dinner time. The restaurant is almost empty, save for a couple of dinners. There's no waiters, no proprietor, and even the kitchen is quiet. Sole! Excuse me? You, young man, help me out. I was in a hurry this morning and forgot my money. You are a well-to-do boy. Anyone can tell. Be a kind man. Spot me a little. I'm not here to rip you off. Here, take this family jet for now. Once I grab the money later, I'll pay you back. Not that I'm lending you, but can you just tell the owner instead? We're total strangers. How would you find me and pay me back? No. You see, this hat is not your average thing. Jade hat? Jade. What is it? What is it in English? Jade, I suppose. No. You see, this jade is not your average thing. It's not fit for just anyone to take. I'm only entrusting it to you because I can tell you got a rare air about you. All right. Sully rummages for some loose coins in his pocket and hands them to the dinner, whose face immediately broadens with delight. When do you plan to pay me back? Where will we meet? We'll meet if we do, and we won't if we don't. And if we don't, you just can go ahead and pound this jade off. Relax. You have made a favorable deal today, young sir. So saying, the dinner has gone out to the restaurant door in a blink, disappearing into the crowds. Pound it off? Sole is getting scammed for first minute in Bershaw. That's my dish. Pretty good job, wouldn't you say? Longevity noodles. Mobufu's hands rest on the table, chopstick in his grasp. For a while, silence, before he finally picks up the spoon and tries a mouthful of soup. Blaze examines Chef Mo's face closely, but the satisfied look she's hoping for simply does not blossom across the old man's face. These noodles, this soup base, who taught you this? It was this tiny little chef. I really put my back into learning it too. The owner of Saber's Adios. Who is he to you? How can you know? I thought so. The disgrace of him. Huh? I see he has talent and give him the chance to display his skills. He's not grateful for that. Fine, but now he even sends an amateur to humiliate me. What's happening? Please finish it up with no trouble. Nothing shall be wrong with the flavor. Does Mobufu know the young chef somehow? Wait, okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I know you can probably tell I suck at cooking at glance, but I didn't come so I could break your competition. I just have a question that only you can answer. I grew up in Victoria, see, and this relative of mine who lived far away in Jan would always send me these tangerine cakes. They were so sweet and tasty. I've been on the hunt ever since I came to Waishao, and I still haven't found that flavor. I was thinking, since you're the best chef in all of Waishao, maybe you would know. A single pastry? You thought it was worth entering this competition to meet me over a single pastry? I have tons of other questions still, but this is the only one I can solve on my own. This is the one clue, the one link I have to my family. You. The greatest taboo when making tangerine cakes is to blindly add sugar. That is, to mask the poorness of your craft and ingredients with sweetness. I don't know of anyone skilled enough to make tangerine cakes that are sweet and yet taste good on their own. You have asked your question. Now go. Wait! A muffled sound from above interrupts the two. Blaze and Mobufu look up at the same time, but both of their faces get struck by something wet. Why is it leaking in here? No, this is oil! And the moment she says it, the lamp suspended from the dome ignites in a blink, becoming a firewall. Get out of here! Pickled potherb mustard. What? Wait, what? Anyways. For dog, unblockable can collect up to 4 vapidity or sapidity when foe moves towards derelict stop. When defeated, spawns vapidity equal to the quantity picked up. Huh. Okay. That was awful, to say the least. Yeah, go, Bloppy. This cleans is faster. Yep, it won't reach. Huh. Nope, I missed. A little bit. Just a little bit. Fuck, no, wait, no, forgot. Huh? Took him anyway. Fast! One more! Go! Clean! Dragon Clash! Oh! Yay! Oh, what is that? Oh, what the? Watch out! What even? Flame bursts forth above their heads, raining cinders down from the ceiling, igniting the floor and oil atop the stove. In an instant, the kitchen is a sea of fire. You go! I'll be fine! Cover your mouth and nose, don't talk! I'm not too good with this move yet, let's give it a try. Excuse me? Just duck. Blaze grabs a knife, then slices her palm open. Gradually, a whirlwind forms in Blaze's hand. A Rasengan! A motherfucking Rasengan! Then expands straight outward into a blast wave. The violent surge of air sweeps the whole room. In a blink, she puts the fires out and turns the cupboard about in shambles. What a skill you have! Could you be... Doche? You're welcome. Looking up again, Blaze sees the lamp's frame is charred black. Red hot metal picking through the bone coating. It's on the verge of falling. Mobufu! Move! Blaze grabs the old man's arm, trying to pull him to one side, but the lamp is already falling. With a stifled crack of thunder, the remains of the fixture are abruptly flung to one side and smashed hard against the wall. Are you alright there? Leishi, what are you doing here? Maybe I should ask, what are you doing here? But we can talk about you later. Could this be a repeat of the Ding Feng Lu fire last month? Lin Xinjiang scans her surroundings. The kitchen chefs are in a frenzied jumble, but her gaze quickly locks onto a masked figure among them, who seems to meet her gaze, then turns and vanishes into the crowd. Blaze, stay here. Keep Mobufu safe. And off she goes. Hey, where are you going? This smoke is killing me. On that pillar there, there's a raker. There's a lot of them there. Which one do you pull? All of them, I suppose. Flitting like a foul, Ling Shengyang has her target cornered in just a few spry leaps. Mere meters separate them, but so smoke is there that she can't quite make out their silhouette. Just as he makes the run again, a thunderclap strikes next to his feet. Hold it! Move another inch and the next bolt is hitting your head. Answer my questions! Mask individual. Why set fire to the Dingfeng? Is your target Mod Bufu or someone else? And the previous incidents, they were your doing too, weren't they? Also, the scrollery? You and your accomplices must have some aim in all these actions. What is it? Not talking? Then I'll take you back to the judicial review office for a nice long questioning. Deputy Minister Lin, surely you wouldn't ask if you didn't know the answer already? Can you not see the truth? Or do you simply pretend you can because you don't dare to? What? The office is a good place, but I don't plan on visiting it for now. Besides, when your will wavers, the thunder you throw isn't so frightening. It's time you open your eyes. Wait! And with that, the masked figure is on the move. Just as Lin Xinjiang would give chase, the ceiling sprinklers start up out of nowhere. Ice cold water pours down, soaking her head to foot. Leishi, you're right. Damn it. The suspect on the loose. The customers are all safely out of the way. There are just a few in shock. Thank goodness no one was injured. We have reported it to the authorities. The Mandarin should be here any moment. Don't we have a Mandarin here already? Head chef, you are. I'm fine. I owe it to this girl. There's nothing left for you to do here. Go on, go home. Once the chefs leave, Ling Xinjiang locks the door to the room. Mr. Mo, if I could have a word or two with you. You know this girl, madame? She's a friend of mine. Chef Mo, she's on the trail of a really important case. Would it be alright if you try to answer her questions? I don't like what the Mandarins get up to, but I don't like to spurn a favor either. You saved my life today, and that's more favor than I'll ever repay. Go ahead then, ask away. I'm looking for one of your restaurant chefs. He's a witness in a case. I believe 10 years ago he was working in the Ministry of Justice, death row prison, making last meals for convicts. A chef who only makes last meals. How exactly did he pass the Dingfeng Lu exams? Dingfeng Lu serves all manner of mandarins every year at the fest of 100 delicacies. That means every chef background must be clear as day for the record. I imagine he shouldn't be hard to find. What exactly do you want me to say, madame? First my restaurant catches fire for no reason. Now you say we have a chef who made meals for dead men. Should I even bother to open Dingfeng Lu again? I understand your situation, sir. That's why I'm choosing to ask you these things in private. Whatever, it's not like I can admit to my own past. The chef you're looking for, the death row cadre Mo Xiaoliu. Mo Xiaoliu. That was me. What? I thought so. And making last meals is nothing shameful. The powerful need to eat, and so do the powerless. My cooking skills come from that prison, making last meals for death row convicts from all corners of the country. As for changing my name and hiding my identity, I just didn't want to make any trouble for the restaurant. I'm beginning to sort of admire you. Do you remember 10 years ago, a convict admitted to the prison by the name of Gu Xuan? If you don't remember the name, you should at least remember that some decades ago, he was the one and only person to be released from death row. What? Wait, you mean my dad? Why did my dad get the death penalty? Please! You mean Gu Xuan? He was your father? Yeah? So you remember him? I do. All too well. I spent so many years in there making last meals. I met countless horrific scoundrels, endless carnivores. As each one of them ate before they left, the look in their eyes. It was almost more or less the same. But I'd never seen someone whose eyes were so clear, so clean, so free of anything. He wasn't like the other convicts. His time, he never wept, never howled, and never screamed injustice, not even on the day he was imprisoned. Even I found it strange how a man like him could end up in death row. Why would? My dad? Then do you know at the time what charges Gu Xuan was sentenced to death on? Not at the time. Not at the time? But 1 year later, when I joined Ding Feng Lu and began taking part in the Feast of 100 Delicacies, I came across a menu for a feast from a few years before. That was when I learned that, at that feast, Gu Xuan served a dish to the True Long. It just so happens that was the same dish this girl pulled down earlier, medley of whites. But next to that dish, he placed a steamed flour bun, and in it was a filling of red pickled tofu. So, what does it mean? Why would he get locked up just for serving that? Ling Xinyan, aren't you gonna say anything? Your relative told you the story of the Grand Preceptor, but never told you her eventual fate. Her fate? 40 years ago, the Grand Preceptor plotted to assassinate the True Long. She committed suicide after it failed. Every single one of her underlings was arrested and trialed. And their number were over 1,000. When Gu Xuan served that dish at the feast, it signified redressing her for her treason. It made the True Long furious. No way. My dad told me so many times. The Grand Preceptor was loyal to the country, the people, the whole realm. How the hell could she be a traitor? The history books have it that way, yes. And they are right? Ling Xinjiang, if everything written in them is true, what the hell are you investigating? And besides, my dad didn't actually get killed, right? Doesn't that prove like... At least some people from the court believe that the Grand Preceptor and my dad were both innocent. That's the sticking point, yes. If Gu Xuan was imprisoned as part of the Grand Preceptor's case, why would they free him afterwards? It stuck with me too. You see, after entering prison, Gu Xuan had 2 visitors, and both were people I happen to know. One was the person delivering his meal, Yu Cheng, deputy minister of the office at that time. Oh? And the other was the one who brought him out, former Minister of Rights, Ning Shu. Ho ho? What? Quick, this way! Surround the place immediately! Damn it, why now? What a coincidence. One step ahead of me, Deputy Minister Lin. I just arrived. A coincidence indeed. The Judicial Review Office is investigating the Ding Feng Lu fire. I ask all of you to be cooperative. Ling Xinjian and the girl next to you, come with me. Oh no! Of course it had to be court shenanigans. It always is. I'm going for some water. Okay, next stage, Honey Herbal Tea. A cup of tea after a meal may ease the stomach, but it cannot ease one worries and regrets. It is sweet on the palate, but it's the bitter aftertaste that lingers. Okay, one row. All the way down. I'm going to guess that is a loop over here. And a U-turn here. Okay. If I remember it, however, that would be good. But I probably won't. Hey! It was instant. Oh! What's with the music? Go, Bloppy! It's not going to be that easy. Boiling Pot continuously inflicts earth damage and burn damage to its surrounding. It's immune to slow. I see. What? You! Go, Bloppy! Kill that man! That bitch! Yay! Techno puppets are over here. Ah! What? Huh? Okay. Go! Dragon ready. Yay. Yep, I didn't see the stove. Roasted chestnut. Try to crack a chestnut with brute force and you will only hurt yourself. Dip one in oil, another in water, place them in a pot, cover with the rest of the chestnuts, and roast them over the fire. You will know when they are ready when you hear a thundering crack. Crack! Let someone better take over? If father heard that, I'm sure he'd be showing your head off. Don't joke with me, brother. Of all those siblings, who could compare to you in either knowledge or strength? Once you ascend the throne and move into the Forbidden City, I can leave for the Sky Mirror Pavilion with peace of mind. I'll set up a shop and a scribe and look after all Jen's ancient records. In a way, I'll also take some weight off your shoulders. Brother, no more hesitating. At this point, only you can convince father. The Grand Preceptor, no. All three Grand Ministers support this move. Even in the face of the officers of young citizens. Public opinion will still bear out. Brother, this is the right thing to do. You can pull out now. I'll stand with you. Why me? Why did it have to be me? Our youngest brother died because of you. They all died because of you. You show it all on me. Make me take the blame alone. Deal with the whole warring mess alone, and you just live like nothing happened. Yanwu, never return again. Oh, Lungmen. Look how idle you are. Not made autumn festivities in Lungmen, and you don't plan to attend a single one. Should I? Who wants to see my wrinkly mug in the TV anyway? Destroyer's girl is a planner. She'll handle it. She can make anything lively. I have watched you grow lazy day after day since we came back from Human. You just go back in your study at home eating snacks. If you don't go out for a walk anytime soon, you might just start putting on a bear belly. I haven't seen Link Koyui get out much since spring. I can't even find a partner for morning jokes now. He's old, I'm old. The young ones know how to do it all. If I keep sticking my head in, they won't think I'm cool. So now you understand, huh? If you had realized any sooner, would little Chen have ever left? How long ago was it? Sorry, what? Little Chen, how long has it been since he left? 5 years. It's been 5 years. We don't even know what she's going through out there, or how her disease is. I know she wasn't human when I was there. She's doing fine, her ship's progressed, so she's fine, I suppose. So you just watched her leave again? She doesn't want to see me, and she doesn't want to come back. I can't force her. Don't worry. Don't worry, her path's longer than ours. Lord Wei, a letter to you. That I made you deliver personally. It's from the capital. The sender? His Majesty Imperial Guard. Did he have any message aside from the letter? The True Lung invites Lord Wei to the capital for the Feast of 100 Delicacies and for a moon viewing together. Leave the letter on my desk. You are dismissed for now. If we might ask what Lord Wei intends, I have my own plans. None of you need to worry. Lord Wei, we volunteer to escort you to the capital. I said you're dismissed! Why don't we open up your invitation and see what they wrote exactly? No need, just leave it here. This day was meant to come. I even thought it'd come a little sooner. How many years has it been? 40. It's been 40 whole years since I left Baisao. Humans should have reached the capital by now. I suppose my brother's settling all his old debts in one clean go. A clean slate in time for autumn. A fine autumn at that. You can choose not to go. It's been 40 years already. What's he going to do? Send another unit of Imperial Guards? A whole army? Enough nonsense. At this point, that's not what he intends. Then what does he intend? You know, I have never really brought up to stays with him before. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Fumisugi, I have let down a lot of people through my life. Edward, my sister, my teacher. And I have to admit that my brothers turned out to be one more on the pile. You can also say that it was the position that killed so many people. And who had a choice? Then it wasn't your fault. Even if you stayed, would things have turned out better? Would there be no blood? Nobody would have remembered a minister pleading the governor's case. They would only remember a regicidal fratricidial prince. If you have a question, ask. I'm in a hurry. Mind your attitude. There's also the critical suspect in the crime scene. But saying as you're a co-worker, I'll spare you the interrogation room. I told you, I saw the culprit on the scene. I just miscalculated and failed to arrest him. Calm down. Are you going to physically vent on me just because you didn't catch the one who did it? I have to match your strength first. Good, you're still somewhat sober. In light of the years we have spent together in the judicial, then can you tell me? This afternoon, why were you at Dingfenglu at the scene of the crime? An investigation. In the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, we have had as the Scrollery be burned, then 2 fires at Dingfenglu. Do you think this string of cases could be connected somehow? So you're saying you knew beforehand that someone would set a fire to Dingfenglu today, and thus you were lying in wait for them? I was just there following up a lead. Just there following up a lead. Do you need me to list off every action you have taken the last few days? You have been tailing me. I don't have that sort of free time, but I have ways of knowing these things naturally. Let me ask once more. Who were you meeting at Dingfenglu today? I fear I'm not the only one working on the sly. Explain? For your information, you never told me the Ministry of Right's file on Gushuan were forget, and that he was sent to death row before leaving Baishao. As a minister, you must have known these things. These are all clearly capable of evidence. Why were they nowhere to be found in the Judicial Review's office archives? And what did you cover up? So this is the lead of the Scrollery fire that you have been tolling over for the last few days? How did you find any of this out? It's none of your concern how I found out. There's a piece of advice I gave to Yu Cheng in the past, and I will give it to you now. Some past affairs are learned of, some are not learned of. In both cases, there are reasons why. Some things are best left forgotten by all. I never imagined I hear those words come from a minister. You may consider me a schemer as you like, a minister merely voted from the Ministry of Justice. But I know exactly what I'm saying. And I know that regardless of the thousands of reasons you might have, the truth is still and merely the truth, not anyone's tool to broaden the divide. There will always be someone who remembers the truth and the meaning behind it. For example, that girl shot in the next room, whom you took every pain to secretly bring back to Baishao all the way from Victoria. Yes, I did uncover that Gushuan had a daughter in Victoria. She took and provided vital testimony to Gushuan's case. Li Xingjian, when will you stop playing dumb? You have already found out that the Gushuan files are fake. You know Yu Cheng is on the trail of that very case. So I'm guessing you have also found out about the child who the Imperial Guard brought back 40 years ago, who they recorded on the files as deceased. You have your suspicion as the truth of this case, correct? Was that girl you brought back here born in Victoria or born in Baishao? You know full well. You clearly long suspected her identity, and still you decided to bring her back. Were you then confident you could pull this off without a hitch? Or was it as in pursuit of the truth? You didn't even care if she lived or died. You're threatening me. You think I'm joking? Lin Xinjiang gazes fixed tight on the minister's notes. She doesn't even notice how her own attire is soaked through in cold sweat. But in the next instant, with a bizarre warping of light, the paper in her hands vanishes. But to be back on topic, that's not what I care about. At least, right now, it's not what I care about most. I have told you, past affairs are never as important as the present. So what are this present affair of yours? You know that Yumen is less than 100 li from Baishao right now. For 3 months, Baishao has been preparing to split up and move. And how does this relate to the Gushuan's case? Should you keep investigating this case, then there will only be one person in all of Yan who can give you your answers. Xinjiang, take one step out of this door, and I can no longer protect you. Let alone protect her. my gosh, damn it. Too many political altercates, too many court etiquette, too many politically. At the chancel place in the study, there's a secret closet. After I leave, go there and take what's inside. Follow those instructions and you can protect Langsman's safety and your own. So you're going? Now's the perfect time to. Koyui's girl is doing a great job handling the downtown, and the Shrire's future doesn't rest on the sick old tiger anymore. Longman doesn't need a Wei and Wu anymore, or a chief executive. I think you're giving your last words a little too early. This is about Longman's future. Fumizuki, listen to me. I have made a lot of mistakes, done a lot of things I regret, but Longman, our city, built by us, a home to millions. Longman must stay. Then you stay too and take care of it. Youngsters can handle it all, but it still needs some oldies to look after it. You see this letter too. How am I meant to ignore this? So once again you'll just roll over and die? Just like last time you'd pay with your life. Is that how you're envisioning it? Does that make anything even? It's different this time. There's no one standing on the other side. I'm just facing my own depths. I made a choice 40 years ago, and ever since, with every action I take, I try to convince myself that even knowing how many people I failed, I was still right to make the choice. But I can run forever. You know, your life's never been yours alone. Not then, and certainly not now. Forget about sacrificing yourself to make up for anything. You can make up for a mistake with another mistake. It never ends that way. At our age, we should have already learned that lesson well. Stay, we'll face this together. Fumizuki, don't try and stop me. You cannot stop me paying for my past. Well then, you leave me with no other choice. While I am stood here, you're not going anywhere. Jinwoo, this time I'll protect you. I swear it. Shirayuki? Is there a Shirayuki cameo? A small little snow whistle cameo. Leishi, you're alright? Of course I'm alright. All the judicial lady asked was what I saw during the fire, and I just told the truth. I didn't see anything, so then she let me go. The heck did you do? How come you took so long? It's no matter now. Let's go. Wait, go, why? That Mobufu clearly still has tons of answers. Aren't you gonna follow up with him? There's nothing to follow up on. Pardon? I'm not meddling with your father's case anymore. I'll get you out of Beishao in the next day or two. Lin Xinyan, that's one stupid game to tell me now. You know that? No, wait, you just found a new lead, didn't you? That's why you're just screaming with me? Okay, now, for real, tell me what you found, or... Blaze! I got the official debriefing from the judicial case files. Gushuan, an ethnic Chinese from Victoria, joined the Ministry of Rights in 1077 as a ceremonial officer. Resigned as envoy of ceremonial rights in 1092, headed for Victoria as part of the diplomatic mission. On the way, he encountered an unexpected snowstorm and passed away after falling into a river. What? Leishi, you're lying to me, aren't you? You're trying to show me out of the picture again? You have been asking me what the deal was with your father's death, haven't you? Well, every lead has been thoroughly investigated. There's no doubt. That's it. It was just an accident. All the guards in the files have been made replete. This case can be closed. No! Encrypts the mid-autumn. The night sky is moonless. Out in the streets, the energy poles churn away at max output, but the drop in temperature is still noticeable to some. At falls still in the dead of the night, the human sees it. The beating breeze blows through. Achoo! If you're that cold, just turn on the heater. Easy for you to say. If we are going to keep running this shabby little eatery, we have to pinch every penny we can unwarned. Damn it, look how light it is. When will Blaze and her friends show up? You're wondering about the reward money, huh? I'm not. Achoo! Is this window letting air in? I need to fix it later. Wait, are they back? Oh! You are. What? Am I not allowed in? Please come inside. I'll put on some tea for you. Anything to eat? Noodles. Longevity noodles. Right. I'll make you some now. Once made by your boss. Well. Yang glances back at the staircase where the young chef has been standing. By now he's vanished without a trace. He's out on business. Then I'll wait for him here. Far out. He won't be back for a fortnight. And I'll still wait. I have waited 30 years. So long that I'm shriveled up. What's a little longer? Chef Mo, please don't joke around now. You're the first under heaven when it comes to cooking. What could be worth wasting your time here? Mad, first under whose heaven? Mo Bufu downs his teacup in one go. The hot tea spills from the corner of his mouth and drips down his wizened white beard. I remember clearly. That winter 30 years ago, a catastrophe wrecked my home village. Those of us lucky enough to survive took off. Me with nothing but my cooking skills. Without escaping by show. We went through hell. We were almost there when we ran into another group of refugees. Or maybe a bandit gang, I'm not sure. They followed us for a long way across that icy waste, weapons in hand. We began to realize that they were after the remaining supplies and rations we had left. By the time we had been trekking for a month, plenty of us were sick or hurt. We had barely scraps left to eat, far from enough from both sides to cross that wasteland. There was no escape, so we decided we may as well risk it all with them. However, when we were just about to go out fighting, we smelled something delicious. That's when we saw him. There was an old temple not far away from where we were. Someone set up a stove by the gateway, boiling up a wok of noodles. We couldn't see his face properly through all the steam. We had no clue why someone would be making noodles there, but we were past the point of wondering, of asking, and of fighting. That wonderful smell and those piping hot noodles drew all of us near the wok, and we waited around him quietly. Never before had I eaten something so delicious. The moment those noodles entered my mouth, I have felt like my tongue has been numb for decades, only to spring back to life right then and there. All along, I never knew that a meal could taste so arresting, so absorbing. It felt like a flavor beyond us humans. By the time I finished my noodles and looked up from my bowl, he was gone. Who knew that in my lifetime studying as a cook, the most profound lesson I learned will be in a shack of a temple outside Baishao City. From then on, I practiced all over, so that one day I might make a bowl of noodles like those. But I couldn't. In the end, I just can't. You know, what if you are misremembering? I mean, look, you were starving at the time. Maybe that's why you found that bowl of noodles so tasty. Do you not trust my tongue? 30 years a bowl of noodles has been burned into my mind. 30 years I have been searching for it. If whoever that was is still in Baishao, he must be over 50 by now. I searched all over the city. The well-known tea maker in the north, nothing. The guy who made the best pastries in the south, still nothing. I searched and searched until my fellow oldies in cooking retired. Only I was left. I was on the verge of giving up. But today, once more, I tasted it. I don't know why her cooking skills were immature, but the noodles she brought forth tasted exactly like it. It was your chef here who taught her the noodles, am I right? How do you know? We sent out a hundred we sent out 100 writing invitations for the Ding Feng Lu competition. I can recall everyone. I have long been aware your saviors at Juice had a reputation. I don't know what kind of relation your chef and that savior of mine have, and I have no clue why he's willing to waste his talent away like this. But I won't do the same. All the cooking skills I have inherited over the years, I can lend them and with me. Mobufu stands, produces a letter from his pocket, and places it on the table. You tell him this. That untrained disciple of his, she passes. Tell her to report to Infant Lu 2 days later before noon. Huh? She just passes? You get good enough business here. Did the doorstep sing again recently? We haven't replaced it in over 10 years. Low doorsteps can keep the wind out. It's getting colder in the coming days. The boss won't let me. He says the lower the better. Too high and all the dinners will stop coming. Mobufu steps over that low doorstep and disappears into the thick of night. Once again, the restaurant is empty save for squalls and wine through the hall. Their whistle grows louder as they're lamenting. Is he gone? You really are. I heard Blaze pasted the test. Does that mean the prize money? Forget about the prize money. What's wrong with you to torment a man like that? He's 70, 80 years old and you'll just watch him freak out like that? He just can't find an apprentice to feed him, right? What's to worry about? Look at me, I never worry about things like that. Put yourself in his shoes. He spent a lifetime honing his craft, just for it to be lost in a blink. Well, if it's lost, it's lost. Aye. It's his future reputation he cares about right now. It's the title of First Under Heaven he's carrying. It's other cuisine he's obsessed with. There's no way he can focus on his own craft and improve at this rate. If he can make it through this, nobody can help him. Hey yo, Blaze is back. Look how late it is. I bet you haven't eaten. I'll go make you something now. Yeah. Congrats, I got good news for you. You passed the Ding Feng Lu exam. We'll split the reward money 30-70 like we agreed. Yeah. You don't care? You're that good for money. How about leaving your 30% of... Huh? Think... Oop. What? Huh? Xingshu didn't come back with you? Huh? Right? Where's Xingshu? Oh, she dropped in this afternoon while Yang was out buying ingredients. She left you a note too. Left me a note? You have passed the Infant Lu chef selection. Please follow. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Is this one? Hehe. What could be so secret she has to leave it in the note for you? She's inviting me to her home. Ning Manor? Huh? So, the one thing that I learned of all of this is that Chen is a Disney princess. Holy hell! You came! Of course I did. That's what you do when the Nings invite you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide anything from you. I just don't really think it's something I should bring up for no reason. Nothing to apologize for. You got your troubles. I'm not the kind to give you the stink eye just for being blue-blooded. So, what do I call you, Lady of House Ning? My name is Ningjin. I'm not actually part of House Ning. I was adopted by my grandfather as a child. He always introduced me as a distant relative of the Nings, but I have never met any relative who actually shares blood with me. Do you remember what I told you before? Look, I'm pretty bad at comforting people. No, it's okay. Grandfather is very nice to me, and my background has never caused me any trouble at all. Everyone treats me very well. Your grandpa would be Ningshu, ex-minister of rights? Yes. Perfect. I know. It's getting chilly. Don't just stand out there. Let's go inside and talk, okay? Sure, I guess. The corridor meanders on through a rock garden and a bamboo thicket. Then, between two halves of a lotus pond, a cold breeze brushes through. The autumn waters softly ripple, and in them Blaze's reflection flows behind Jing as they pace across the bridge. The two pass through a deserted room, packed up belongings and dead leaves strewn everywhere. The courtyard is messy, I know. Not presentable to guests, at the very least. I apologize. She's more soft-spoken. I apologize. The whole family is moving out of here soon. Grandfather can't take Baisha dry climate in his old age. We are planning to move back to the old place in Jiangnan. Hmm. So Ningjin's place is glacial. She can only hurry up once she notices her friend in no mood to appreciate the scenery. Up ahead, we're almost there. Take a seat, I'll fetch some tea and refreshment from the kitchen. Our house cooks are on leave, so I can serve you much more than some cold dishes. No need to bother, I can't stick around long. Are things that urgent? Well, alright. Ning softly closes the door. The chirps of fowl outside fade. The room grows heavy with silence. Alright, tell me why you invited me here. I'm sorry. I was going to look for you yesterday, actually, after the fire at Dingfen Lu. But I overheard your conversation with the Deputy Minister of Judicial Review Office and Chef Mo. And? Blaze, I might have met your father before. Oh my god. When I was 15 years old, I remember we had a visitor. Grandfather was always busy with work. His apprentices and co-workers were coming and going interstate. None of my business by and large. But slowly, I realized an extra person had moved in, wearing blue low, ranking blue low-ranking Mandarin's robes. Every time I saw him, he was alone, as if the other people just weren't his concern. At first, I didn't really pay attention. It was later that year, on my birthday, when, like every other year, grandfather would hold this great birthday, big birthday dinner for me, with lights and banners strung up everywhere, and friends and family all around. Not that I knew more than a handful of them. They were chatting the day away, and about what, I had no clue. So eventually I sneaked out of the dinner and nobody noticed it. I did. I wandered around the courtyard for ages, bored out of my mind, then scampered into grandfather's study on a whim. It was in there when I saw that man again. I remember I saw him stuffing his pocket with letters, papers, and brushes. When he noticed me, his face was stretched with nervousness, and he pulled the brush and paper back out again in a rush. Are you? It's not what it looks like. I needed to finish copying some letters, so I was going to take them home. The High Minister is sending this to very important mandarins, so I was just worried if the paper wasn't good enough. It's okay, it's just brushes and paper. You're welcome to make use of it, sir. Thank you, little lady. What's your name? My name is Guchuan. I'm a transcriber for your state. I copy and file the state correspondence. I'm Ningjin. Miss Ning, of course I know you. Then now we know each other. Sir, I want to read in here for a bit. I won't interrupt you while you work. Is that okay? Of course. Feel free, Miss Ning. Miss Ning, are you into these history books? Grandfather always says one should be history as a mirror. We must use it to study our ancestors' wisdom and character, and learn from their teachings. But I think reading just fun. It's like all these amazing people recording in the texts are coming to life before me, and they are all my friends. I think someday it might be nice to join this very historical cabinet as a historian myself. Just like Pepe? You got quite a unique outlook, Miss Ning. If you're interested in following the High Minister family footsteps, I'm sure you do well. You think grandfather's really cool too, then? Of course. Minister Ning has been helming the Ministry of Rights for decades. He has plenty of deeds to his name. He's the Mandarin everyone loves. Everyone in this family is so cool. My uncle and aunt are always away from Baishao, traveling all over the country. I hear Jan couldn't have set up the meteorological and earthquake system it has today without them. And Sishu, my little sister, she's even cooler. She's 2 years younger than me, but at the last Baishao Academy study camp, all the professors from the College of Foreign Affairs were praising her. Everyone was teasing her, calling her little Miss Minister. All the people in my family are going to leave their names in history books. I love them and respect them a lot. I want to record who they are and everything they do, but I could never become like them. Compared to them, I'm just normal. You know, that reminds me of something my master once said to me. As history has ebbed and flowed, the floods and tides are recorded, yet most are streams that are simple trickle on by. But without the babbling brook, how would the waves arise? The waves and brooks doesn't care about who's greater or who's plainer. Indeed, the vast majority will never get to leave their names in the history annals. But they are not the empty space between the lines. They are the pages themselves. Oh! I'm sorry. I took your ear off there. Sir, your handwriting is really beautiful. Oh well, it's my only skill really. I still can't remember when the High Minister gave me this transcriber job. I can never write my name properly. Grandfather's gotten on my case about it more times than I can remember. Handwriting is a long road. Just keep at it and you'll see change eventually. Maybe you could be my calligraphy teacher then? I would never pose as your teacher with my mother's brochure, miss, but... Right, I have 2 copybooks here. I copy from them all the time, myself. The fonts are very regular. It's perfect for beginners. If you don't mind, Miss Ning, you can have this as your birthday present. How did you know my birthday is today? Well, they decorate the stage so brightly this time every year, you see. I have spent long enough here that I have heard. Miss Ning, happy birthday. Thank you. That conversation always stayed with me. I liked it how he talked and how he saw things. And I don't know why, but I can't really say, but he felt so close to me, in a way. But after that, I saw him much less around the state. The next time I got to talk to him was years and years later. Grandfather's call has lasted for a month by now, and it's still not getting any better. Now it's almost winter. It might only get worse at this rate. We'll be counting on you for the next while, Doctor. The administering malady is mostly from overwork. You could remind him to rest more often, my lady. I will. I will. Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for running into you, miss. Very, very sorry. It's alright. Sir, are you okay? Why don't you sit down and rest for a while? You really look quite ill. I'm fine. Sir, you dropped your... Sir? Are these painkillers? Strong painkillers at that. Whoever that was, he must be quite badly ill. Doctor, if you're free, could I ask you to attend that man too? You can bill his medical expenses to me. Oh. I was worried about grandfather's condition at the time, and didn't pay that encounter much mind. I was just planning to pay him a visit later at some point when I had the time. But after that winter, I never saw him again. Doctor, thank you so much for all your work. Grandfather is back in perfect health now. Right, and about the man I asked you to attend to. Oh, you mean that Gushan man? He died. Eh? Was it his illness? No. I heard some accident took him while he was on his way to Victoria. But given his health, I can imagine he'd have lived much longer even then. Throughout this last I met him, his malady had taken root in his vitals. I could hear it in his breathing. I can imagine how much he was suffering in life. And it's a mystery to me why he decided to travel so far while that sick. This very room, it was a study Sir Gushan was using. It's been 10 years since he passed away. The place has gone through some changes in that time. But this, I couldn't tell you why, boy, but I kept hold of this medicine bottle ever since. Blaze, I really am so sorry. No, my dad was nothing like that. I don't think he was ever that fighting fit, but he was never weak. Whenever I was with him, he always had this light in his eyes. How could? Even now, I'm not sure I understand Sir Gushan, but I know he was a warm and gentle person. I could tell. I blame myself over and over for not being able to do anything more for him. Why are you bothering to tell me all this? I know you suspect that my grandfather was somehow behind your father's pacing. At the point, I can only tell you what I know, but you told me all of this just to try and convince me Ningshu is innocent? No. I just wanted to implore you. Please, find out the truth. Whether for Sir Gushan's sake, or for the sake of the truth itself. Whatever that truth is, Eepyness, are you? You don't have to tell me twice. I am going to get to the bottom of this. Please, give her to me. What first struck Ling Xinyan about the Judicial Review Office was the solemn hush. The first time she ever set foot through this courtroom's door, all noise promptly vanished behind her. She remembers Yu Cheng telling her why it was designed so. Silence beget peace, peace begets stuff, and talks begets results. Shouldn't the Judicial Review Office be droning work up to the bottom? And yet you got the office all to yourself, Deputy Minister Lin. Yes, Shen? What are you here for? Censored routine investigation. There are some issues we'd like to consult you on regarding the Shu Chang's case. Consultation or investigation? Which is it? Deputy Minister Lin, after working together for years, I implicitly trust you on a personal level. But the Department of Discipline and Supervision has a lot riding of the case. We have to go through the motions, Lin, if you'll pardon me. Just ask what you need to. Name: Ling Xinyan. Gender: female. Let's skip the basics for now. For the next few questions, you don't need to elaborate on your answers. Just respond yes or no. Are you grilling me? Everything you say from here on will be recorded. I'm worried what you say could fly out against you. If you have no further questions, let's begin. Deputy Minister Lin, you passed Tianshu Bureau assessment in childhood, and were exceptionally admitted per your outstanding grades, and followed the STEAM Science Stone count in learning your Leifa. After graduating from the Tianshu Bureaus, you chose to join the Judicial Review Office, and soon accompanied the then Deputy Minister Yu Cheng investigations all across the realm. In just a year from registrar, you rose several ranks to become the youngest deputy minister in the history of Yan. And this background, as stated, true? Yes. In your third month with the Judicial Review Office as registrar, you handed in a whistleblower report to Discipline and Supervision. It accused the Right Assistant Revenue Minister of embezzlement and extortion, and you recovered 10 million in stolen assets. In your fifth month in Shanghai, you essentially single-handedly shone light on the local academic examination fraud. Over 100 mandarins were implicated in this, the highest of which was second rank. All were eventually rounded up. Upon becoming deputy minister, you handled the case of a former Judicial Review Office deputy minister, Yu Cheng, forging evidence, causing him to be expelled from the office's Howrah Pavilion, with all the status stripped from him thereafter. Are these cases histories, as stated, true? Yes. With an academic background like this, surely everyone loves you as a young up-and-comer blessed to the gills with talent. And yet people can't help but wonder, what gives such green-hand Mandarin the courage, the capacity to handle these cases? Can't you get to the point? If I'm remembering right, your godmother and father were Tianxis at the Chamber of Heaven's design, spending years building in the north, even being bested by the Trulung. The Ling family is a well-bred one. Many Tianxis giants on this line, and on top of that, rumor has it they are quite closely knit with the Lord Exorcist household. As for Science Stone count, I think even the ranks failed to sufficiently capture your Shifu's importance to Great Yan. Are these relationships, as stated, true? Yi Shen, what are you doing? You need only answer yes or no, Deputy Minister Lin. Don't think I'm deaf to your connotations. You're trying to say it was only by leaning on my background that I could take on judicial cases all these years? I certainly didn't say that at any point. Having known each other for years, I would never doubt your integrity. The Ling Xinyan, in my eye, has always been a pursuer of justice. But why, Lin, do you not pursue now? Jishen, just why did you come to see me today? How much do you really know about Yu Cheng's affair? As I just said, I'm here to see you today on routine business. Routine business. As for the Yu Cheng's case, what I heard in the courtroom that day is all I know. What makes you so dead set on case, Sensor Jishen? Before you decide you investigated it, I remember what we actually had an argument. I'm going to speak out of line here. The whole stripping of his ranks aside, I really do respect people like Yu Cheng. Now of all times, you're going to defend him again? If a law enforcer do not themselves abide by the law, that's abuse of power. That goes for every last member of the three organs of justice. What kind of double standard could you possibly be applying here? No. The Judicial Review Office verdict is settled on Yu Cheng's mistake. I have little more to say there. I'm just very curious. What kind of truth could have pushed him to such means to find it? You must be more familiar with Yu Cheng than me. In your opinion, was he a smart man? Naturally, when it comes to sniffing out lies or chasing down leads, I'm no match for him. Then did you ever wonder if, supposing Yu Cheng truly intended to cover up his own forgery, you should have been able to make such short work out of the case? You're telling me he left me behind? You left me find him out on purpose? What for? That I don't know. But he put you in charge of the glorified case. To an outsider, I don't think I can say that Yu Cheng has no faith in you. You have been all over myself for the past few days investigating that case. I know that. I heard as much. And yet, since yesterday, you have been loitering in the Judicial Review Office, acting like you have been grounded. I can't help but being curious. What made you go and give up on pursuing this case? Are you afraid of offending the high and mighty? No, that's not like the Lin Xinjiang I know. Did someone love the crackdown on you? Can't be, I think. You are sitting here in the office after all, not in a judicial prison cell. If not that, then all my pondering can only produce you an answer. You're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone you know. Seems I guess right. In the thick of things, your concern clouds your judgment. It's like you have forgotten the simplest of truths. Don't miss the forest for the trees. If you can hide it, you might as well tip it out. Show it some sunlight. Mr. Sensor, you really served up a lesson for me today. Not at all. I think Hush of his office must have helped you figure out plenty by yourself. I know what I must do. Madame, I wanted to ask Deputy Minister Lin if she wanted anything to eat, since I saw she hadn't left the office all day, but she... When did she go missing? I don't know. Nobody's seen her at all. A betting chill goes through... A betting chill goes through the stiff breeze, curling papers and sending them dancingly madly through the air. A wide open window clatters against its wall. On the table beneath it, a ceremonial gown lies nearly folded on top with a document, pressed down in a place by an inkstone. It's Lin Xinjia's written resignation. Oh god. And I still need to wait for 6 months to get Leishi the Thunderbringer. And I probably won't. It's gonna be a hard pack of partners for me. After this one, summer is probably gonna be on January, and IS6 is going to be around February, and Lazy after the January banner. Scheiße. Watching us blaze vanishes far into the distance. Ninshu clutches the door knocker. The vague dark point vanishes over the crest of the path, but her stare remains fixed there, lingering for the longest time. What are you spacing out at the door for? Huh? Grandfather? What? Bracelet wax gold cube.
さっさと片付けるわよ。あの方たちが今回追い払うべき相手ですよ。
Okay.
毒薬の準備が整いました。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますので。
So here is the stove. But where does the stove goes?
我が道行きがいいタイミングで来てくれたね。ちょうど弟子がそこをつきそうだったんだ。空気が
Let's put it this one.
Check again. It's this little smoke. Poison.
Just a little smoke, you say? Sated, more likely to be attacked. I hate these ones.
幻覚が見えるかしら。水がいいタイミングで来てくれたね。ちょうど弟子がそこをつきそうだったんだ。
You go.
カレーダを集めてくるね。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますね。
Tin Man. Here, why not?
ことに注意してください。あれは呪術を乗せるのに最良の媒体です。
ポイズンキス。あんまりいい心地じゃないでしょ。
Ah, wait. Oh, so blue poison doesn't work with you because her art damage is what was it called? Stanza?
先にそのように軽薄な態度で歴史に向き合わないでください。
ポイズン。無礼者。
Boom. Ah! Iris Gashinda. Correct, Dashi.
もうここでこの毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますね。
先にそのように強作な視野で未来を想像しないでください。
重心変えて。
Go!
What? Want to spend one serene here? Just like last Geister goes in. Schlechter Steingeister. 幻覚が見えるかしら。
13 of 10, 1, go. Is from stove to stove the dragons, the little dragons? Move. That's the range. Oh, it's a lot.
そのように強作な視野で未来を想像しないで。
Go. Anyways. Oh, what the? Your friend left so soon? She won't ever stay for dinner? She had urgent business. She couldn't stay. Even as a child, you never brought friends over. Here I thought I could drop in to see what she's like. I don't know if we even count as friends, really. Since ejected in Ying, the old man tries to think of something to say, but can't. He simply reaches over and brushes a leaf off her shoulder. Almost time to move. Plenty of things still on your plate, eh? What about you, grandfather? For days I was all ready to go home. Not that we're about to. I look around at the little garden and think, oh, if only I could stay. Do you remember? It was here in this pavilion we laid out some sand and grabbed a stick and I taught you how to rise one stroke at a time. You said by next year you'd be writing all this estate couplet for us. Then you spent 2 months with me learning, and after that you had to give up. But by next year, you really did write me a couplet. Bountiful blooms and a full moon. May joy last forever. I'm surprised you still remember, grandfather. How could I forget? Ah, another year, another mid-autumn. How quickly the days pass. The two of us haven't chewed the fat like this in the longest, haven't we? Grandfather to granddaughter. Mm. I have been out constantly, and you're always occupied with guests. We hardly have the chance to meet. The whole family is leaving the capital after all. Quite the headache. But things will settle down once we're back in Langyi, and we'll have plenty of time to chat along the way. Are you almost done reading that book of yours? Grandfather, I don't think I can go back to Langyi with you. When did you make up your mind? Nyanji shakes her head softly. She falls a few steps back. You're returning home, grandfather, like a leaf returns to its root. It's human nature. The whole family sympathizes. But the journey is meandering enough to make us worried. The Nings are bursting with talent. Everyone's work forms a cornerstone of Yang. Compared to them, I really am the lone choice to accompany you back. But frankly, I was always a distant orphan from Langyi anyway. It was because you took such pity on me that I could spend these decades at Ning Manor. If I go now to Langyi, I go back to where my long-gone parents once lived. That's what you're thinking when you asked to accompany me home? Grandfather, that was my thinking. It all seemed to fall into place. I almost managed to convince myself. But I had spent the last few days on a farewell tour of sorts around Baishao streets, so I can finish up the Baishao cuisine and food culture somehow. And I realized all my memories are of the city. I can clearly recall what year we planted the persimmon tree in the courtyard, and when its fruits make for the best wine. And every restaurant of every road and alley, and what their chefs are like, and how many different ways you can cook each dish. All of a sudden, it hit me that this very city, more so than the Ning Manor, feels like my home. That's on me. That's on me for not asking you how you feel. I have been nothing but me this whole time. Grandfather, you are my one and only family. You have always been since I was little. I really did want to go back home with you at first, but the reason I'm set on staying in Baishao is you as well, grandfather. Is it? When I first joined the Imperial Historical Cabinet to compile annals, there was one thing I couldn't never puzzle out. At some specific point in Yang's millennia of history, out of nowhere, the written word proliferated and education became for all. Even the earliest of the tables where we were studying only went back to that period. So I thought, in that period, someone must have pushed for these changes. But I flipped through practically all the material we had, and I couldn't find a single clue. I had this strange feeling that, there in Yang history, one person seemed to be missing. Then one day I met someone strange at a golf club. Wang! Damned old Wang! Who told me the story of that person? I thought he was just a yarn spinning storyteller at first, but as I further researched, I gradually found all his stories to be corroborated. According to him, she was a gentle person who gave her heart and soul, her blood and sweat to the well-being of people, and she gave too much. But how could someone as good as her fail to leave her name in our annals? That was when I realized that a history book isn't a container, but a sieve. The stories that stay behind are few and far between. Grandfather, I want to record your history. But then I look back and it dawns on me that for all the years I have spent with you, I can't even write with any clarity about what kind of person you are. Ningjin finally lifts her head and meets the old man's eyes. She waits for his reply, his answer to her unspoken question. She waited for so long. And I'm out of water again. Well, it's almost 2 a.m., so I'm going to end up this story and end up the stream. Yep. Who was there? Who was where? Thought I heard something. It's all the bizarre cases these days. Makes me feel someone's going to barge in any moment and wreak havoc. This is the Judicial Review Office. What kind of miscreant will break in here? But jumping at ghosts. War duty is almost over, and then we can clock out and head home. This kind of miscreant. Just wait a second, then enter to the front. Say you're here to report a case, then we find a floor map on the way to the waiting room. The window in the waiting room yesterday faces north, the judicial entrances faces south, behind is a high perimeter wall. Lynch and Young office is third floor. Get out the window, climb out the sprinkler pipes, and no one should notice me. Tamade! Once I find her, I'm gonna suck her in the... Who's there? Eh? Okay. Lynch Yang, please? What are you here for? What I am here for? I'm here to get you back. Where did your old core uniform go? I resigned. Then went back to the restaurant, couldn't find you, and worried you might be up to something stupid. So thank you for confirming that fear. Now let's find somewhere else to talk. You were telling me that all those years Gushuan was staying at the Ning Manor. But how did you find out? Never you mind that. Now, can you tell me exactly what that means? Minister Ning's involvement in Gushuan's case runs deeper than I ever thought. He was clearly hiding something in his previous testimony. I did suspect that he was the perpetrator. But going by Mobufu's testimony, where Gushuan was sent to death row in the fallout of the old case, Ninshu was the one who got him out. Knowing that, he wouldn't have a motive to try and get him killed again. At the Mosque thing, I had no idea before that Yu Chen had contact with Gushuan so early on. Whatever's connecting to this string of events is slightly more complicated than anything I have imagined. See, I'm still curious. All 2 years ago, my dad came to Baisha on his own. And what the hell for? Yes, that's the key question. Blaze has no clue about the 2 lives Gushuan lived. If he was a fall guy in that incident, then why would he return to Baishao a dozen years after the fact and plant himself in the middle of a maelstrom? Ninshu's position, Yu Sheng's scheme, we still can't draw an outline around any of these questions. How should I let Blaze know? Hey, you know you can tell the look on your face. Come on, what's the next move exactly? Blaze, about yesterday. Forget about it. I know you. It's my duty types. Get the urge to do a little weird stuff now and then. Not my circus. I'm not Air King. You don't ever tell me any stupid crap lie. I'm sending you back for your safety again because you're still trying to ditch me. Please, trust me. I will see this case through the end, but you can't stick around in Baishao any longer than this. Do as I said, leave within 2 days. Head to Longman office first, but you can't stay here too long for either. So once you're reorganized, get back on the road straight and away and leave Jan as soon as over my dead body. You don't trust me to keep investigating? I mean, I do, but you're out of a rank, you're out of a job, and how you're gonna investigate? I think of something. If Yu-Chen can resign and investigate in secret, then so can... I have an idea. Let's do this thing a little more smoothly. What's your plan? Blaze pulls a letter from her pocket. Oh no! It's the chance Mobufu gave her, and now it's both of their chances. Not like we're gonna get anywhere just running around town. We'll head to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, go straight to the True Look, and ask him to explain all this. God, I wish so much to have a live today already, just for everyone to see the disappointment on my face. God fucking damn it, place. Your Imperial Majesty, the Minister of Rights has drafted the official list of attendees for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. To mark the occasion, Victoria, Lysanian, Ladonano, and other such nations have sent us their envoys with letters of celebration. Blaze is going to do an international scandal. Not the first time. not the last. For your Imperial Majesty, per usual. Your Imperial Majesty, the Ministry of War and Sui Regulator have finished drawing up joint battle plans. As for your Imperial Majesties, per usual. The Ministry of Revenue was not consulted on this battle drain on labor and fiscal resources, nor of the post-war reparations. How were these battle plans drafted? I know you and the Ministry of Revenue are both very busy. The Ministry of War simply went to some small pains working out the manpower, the funding, the reration, and even the Ministry of Engineering post-war repair expenses. And now you can read together with His Majesty, since we are having an odyssey and all. The logistics are calculable, but how many of James people will bleed in this war? Is that a bill you can work out so easily? So the Grand Tutor means to say, if you can work it out, then no need to try. Oh, are we finally seeing him? It's autumn. How are the harvests in the north? That one has resumed production ASAP following the disaster. Our harvest this year is more or less on par with previous years. In that case, what about next year? Your Imperial Majesty. A life measured in years, and yet the stress feels ancient. We are running out of time. This involves the livelihood of all young people. I ask that your Imperial Majesty reconsider. Grand Tutor and the ministers have long discussed everything worth discussing. It's about time we made up our minds. His Majesty's decree is made. We simply await his proclamation at the Feast of 100 Legacies. It's growing late. It looks late to rain. It looks to rain. The two of you can leave. May we be excused. May we be excused. Storm! I am the storm that is approaching. Provoking. Enticing out like close in isolation. The man behind the curtain lifts his gaze. It's a desolate palace. 3 banquet seats lay set out in a row to his sides, and one of them is truly showing its age. Faintly, a sigh. Hey yo, trust this rain to come from nowhere. I'm soaked. Autumn drizzles and cold snaps. We'll be out of fresh vegetables in a few days at the rate. I didn't even get to rustle up this year winter clothes. Chef, I think we're forced to start our winter pickles now. Get your mess of stuff out of that storehouse as soon as. Chef, Blaze, Shinju, where did everybody go? Se fueron sin Yang. Lo dejaron abandonado. The ever lively kitchen is presently deserted, and the cookware tidied away. The cramped space seems a good bit wider like this. The only presence is a pot of soup boiling on the stove. Hmm.
トリマウンツの時にも拝見させていただき
Bracelet wax, gold
あな
cube.
たの知略と選曲判断にはやはり舌を巻きますね
Scarf a winter gourd into the shape of meat, fill it with vegetarian ham, and covered with velvet sauce. The result looks identical to red braised pork, but it cannot fold the palate. A platter of meat with 5 kind of beasts. Unofficial ones presented this dish to the Lung at a feast of 100 delicacies, and advising the roller to take equal care of young people from all walks of life. Okay, that must be it for today's stream. It's been almost 2 hours. Yes, almost 2 hours. And I need to keep doing my things. Like cooking, just as this event is all about. Oh, ho, 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 ho. No, that was stupid. But yeah, I need to do some things for myself. So, the most important thing is our dear historian Shinshu.
ご存知なのですか？もしブレイズから何か聞いたのであれば、どうか信じないでくださいませ。あの子は私が民謡歌手であるなどと言いふらしたこともあるのです。私はバイザオから参りました歴史研究者です。もし面白い要言を耳にすることがあれば、いつでも話してくださいましね。
Watashi. Where
こんにちは、ドクター。
do I remember that voice from? Yui Toita. Cyan Mandarin, not downloaded. I might download it. Next. Level her up.
大変結構な学習内容ですね。
Level her up.
勉強。私がこのメダルを
The medal in my hand represents recognition.
戦場では死傷者だけでなく、時に咲き誇った春告げの花も。
What is this? Immediately performs a heal to all targets within. It's an abjurer within range equal to 200% of Shinshu's attack. Attack speed plus 20 heals 1 additional target, and the targets of Shinshu's talent recover HP equal to 15% of Shinshu attack. I have read this in another stream, and I forgot about that. Well, 4580, what? And only 22 seconds? What? Please tell me that. Nope, no, nothing of SP. Oh. That's fucking awful. Wait, no. I wanted to upgrade the skill. 15, 78. Nothing else? 26 seconds. This is still very, very bad. Yeah. I might level her up later. But well, that's it for today. Yep, I haven't gotten Blaze yet, but I know that at least she's on the permanent banner in the permanent pool. So for now, at least I shouldn't worry that much. But hey, yeah. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And thank you for listening me rambling about while reading this event that is being very, very fine indeed. So I see you later in another stream. Oh yeah, tomorrow is Shihua banner in GFL, and I only have like 30 or 40 what was it called, rolls. So let's pray for good luck. Let's drink for good health and pray for good luck. So see you tomorrow. Goodbye.